You're watching 10 Minutes on Topic here at Davis Media Access. I'm Autumn Labbe-Renault. Throughout this election season, I'm interviewing local folks who are working at the grassroots levels on issues ranging from voter suppression to gun violence. So we'll be taking a look and talking with a variety of people throughout Yolo County during this time. Joining me now is Tony Wexler, who is the team co-leader for a group called Walk the Walk USA and is active here in Yolo County. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you. Yes.
Let's start with what is Walk the Walk USA, and let's talk about some of your goals.
Yeah, thank you. So Walk the Walk USA is an organization, all volunteer organization, that was developed maybe 6 years ago by folks in Berkeley, and then it spread nationwide. And the goal is to get people to vote, especially people of color, in communities that are maybe isolated or feel isolated from the political system. And so we've had, over the course of those 6 years or so, we've have about 6,000 people nationwide who have contributed to the cause.
Okay, so you're a professor living here in Davis. How did you first get involved? And then what does it mean to be a team co-leader?
Good. Yeah, so it's all a matter of personal connections. So let's see. The people who started this, Emily and Seth, or they had the idea, and then they contacted a bunch of their friends. And one of them is the daughter of a friend of mine. And the friend of mine invited me to join one of the presentations. And when my wife and I did, we were sold on this is an incredibly cool strategy and way to help with some of the ills in this country.
Okay. So there are a number of direct action political groups that work at the grassroots. What I'm trying to get at is, how is this one different? When I read the website, it talked a lot about strategy. So can you fill in some blanks there for us? What makes it different than what other folks are doing?
Right, good. So there are, okay, how do I start this? So a lot of what we do is based on data and on demographics. And so what we're looking at are raising money to support grassroots organizations of color, but in strategic districts, locations around the country that are basically on the margin. So they're not heavily red or heavily blue. They flip one way or the other in the different elections that we have over the course of the years. And so we're looking at trying to improve voter turnout in those areas. And not just for the presidential election or the senatorial election, but really up and down the ballot, looking at Secretary of State, Governor, Senator, House Representative, all up and down the ladder. And looking for where there's the most leverage there, in that the district is flippable or already flipped but marginal, and there are lots of wins. That is, there are, in a given election year, that district has many different key elections up and down the ballot. So if we can get people to vote, then we make an impact in many different parts of the government.
Okay. There was a big Zoom event on August 10th that was focused on races in Georgia. So can you tell us a bit more about the effort there as an example of what you just described?
Sure. So as you know, or you may have read, the Secretary of States in the country, many of them are being pushed or running for office based on that they will replace the electoral college representatives in that state with their own slate. And so Georgia has a governor up for re-election, Secretary of State. Ralph Warnock is up for Senate. and being challenged in his reelection. Um, yeah, and so we've been supporting. We've been working in Georgia for years and years because
Okay.
it's a key state, and there's lots of important things happening there.
So what does it look like to make a difference in this way? As I understand it, one of the things you're doing is raising money for races that where the money actually goes to the candidates instead of political parties. Is that do I have that correct?
No, that's not actually what we do. We don't give any money to
Okay.
political parties or candidates. We only
Okay.
give money to grassroots organizations because we're trying to invest in these organizations to reach people who are so-called low propensity voters, people who just don't feel connected to the political system in the country, but
Hmm.
are incredibly affected by the decisions that are made in the political system. And so our philosophy is that giving money to the party, whichever party, or giving money to candidates, that's
Hmm.
good. But then when the election is over, the money's gone. And
Hmm.
but investing in these grassroots organizations, you're building connection between these organizations and the community, which last and last.
So you're partnering with other organizations. Can you give us a few examples of some of those partners across the country?
There are 11 partners that we're currently supporting, and they're all on our website, which I think you've listed that.
Hmm.
And every month or two, we have a presentation, and that presentation highlights one of these organizations. Um, so, for instance, in Wisconsin, which is a key state in every election coming up, um, there is a grassroots organization in southeastern Wisconsin that is connecting with the community there, and very nicely. And if you look there, again, it's one of these situations where there's effect all the way up and down the ballot. So if the Wisconsin is close to having a supermajority of Republicans, in which case the Democrats will have almost no power if we lose the governorship there. And so we're trying to keep their legislature at least not having a supermajority, keeping the governor Democratic, um, yeah, and just working all up and down the ballot on all the different candidates that are there. But this district here is a key one because it'll affect, again, all of these different seats up and down.
Okay. You're right. We have listed the website for walkthewalkusa.org, and we'll pop that up on the screen before we're done. One last question: if someone here is in Yolo County and wants to attend a local gathering or get involved, is there a more direct contact, or should they go through the website, and will they be directed locally that way?
So the presentations are on Zoom, and they are listed on the website. And again, they occur about once every month or two.
Okay.
And anybody can join. There's no restriction. We've also started running in-person meetings in Davis, but they could be anywhere that's not too far away from Davis. We can travel, and so
Yeah.
there's a few people in Davis who are part of the Walk the Walk effort, and we're happy to travel locally to give a presentation to a group of people.
Great. Yeah, I had several people reach out to me and say, "Hey, could you interview someone from this group because
Mm.
we're doing good work and we want more people to know about it." All right, I've been speaking with Tony Wexler, team co-leader for Walk the Walk USA, and he's based here in Davis. Again, you can go to the website to get more information about the direct grassroots work they're doing to fight against voter suppression and lift up candidates of color and races across the country. Thanks for tuning in to Davis Media Access. I'm Autumn Labbe-Renault.